When Buddhism made its way to China, it brought along the practice of celibacy, albeit for reasons distinct from those found in Hindu tradition. In Chinese thought, the celibate lifestyle wasn't adopted because of a belief that sexual activity was inherently wrong. Rather, it was seen as a matter of practicality. Life could be simpler without the responsibilities of marriage. The concept of leading a detached life had its charm in China. Yet the idea that sexual desire was undesirable never really took root as it did in Hindu philosophy. While not viewed through a lens of guilt as it might be in some Western contexts, Hinduism regards sexual desire as a potential drain on one's spiritual vitality. This perspective is evident in the practice of yoga, where it's believed that a primal energy known as kundalini, or serpent power, resides at the base of the spine. In the pursuit of spiritual awakening, the goal is to channel this energy upwards to the crown, transcending its dissipation through sexual expression and elevating it to a higher plane of existence. Yoga offers two paths to manage this energy: the right-hand path and the left-hand path, each with its own approach to harnessing Kundalini's power. The details of these paths delve into more complex practices, which we won't explore at this moment. The Chinese perspective on Buddhism and celibacy diverged significantly from other traditions. They did not view celibacy as a means to prevent the dissipation of energy. Instead, their focus was on finding a balance, embracing the teachings of Buddhism to achieve enlightenment while actively participating in the worldly life. This concept is encapsulated in the idea of being a king in one's external life and a sage internally. It involves handling the day-to-day with skill and engagement, while internally, one lives as if secluded atop a mountain, hidden within the clouds, with one's whereabouts unknown. This unique blend of living led to the birth of Chinese Zen, a harmonious fusion of Indian Buddhism and Chinese Taoism, seasoned with a dash of Confucian pragmatism. Zen's roots can be traced back to the work of Kumarajiva, who introduced Buddhism to China around the 4th century. His teachings, interpreted through a Taoist lens by two of his disciples, laid the groundwork for what would eventually evolve into Zen. The pivotal moment for Zen came with the arrival of Bodhidharma, another Indian monk, in China around the 5th century. Bodhidharma is celebrated as the figure who ignited the Zen movement as a distinct path. He had a disciple named Hukei, referred to as Eika in Japanese, and their interactions are foundational to Zen lore. Notably, Bodhidharma initially refused to accept Hukei as his student, a tradition that Zen masters continue to this day. Emphasizing the importance of persistence and sincerity in the pursuit of spiritual awakening, this narrative underscores the Zen ethos of direct experience and personal enlightenment, cultivated through a life that is fully engaged with the world while maintaining an inner solitude and clarity. The process of rejection by Zen masters serves as a catalyst, compelling the student to demonstrate unwavering commitment and resolve. This tradition of initial refusal is not meant to discourage but to intensify the student's determination. Hukei, showing an extraordinary level of dedication, went to extreme lengths to prove his sincerity to Bodhidharma by severing his own left arm and offering it as evidence of his indifference towards worldly attachments, with the sole aim of seeking enlightenment. Upon this dramatic gesture, Bodhidharma inquired about Hukei's desires, to which Hukei responded with his quest for inner peace, referring to his mind, or Shin, in Chinese, which symbolizes not just the mind but the heart and emotional center as well. Bodhidharma's challenge to Hukei to present his Shin for pacification led to a profound realization when Hukei discovered that his mind, which he sought to pacify, was elusive and, in essence, already at peace. This moment of enlightenment, or satori in Japanese, represents a pivotal understanding in Zen Buddhism, embodying the aha moment of sudden, intuitive insight. This narrative encapsulates the essence of Zen, which is a derivative of the Sanskrit term dhyana, indicating meditation or contemplative state. The Chinese and Japanese pronunciations of this concept, Chan and Zen, respectively, reflect its profound and somewhat elusive nature, challenging to convey fully in English. Zen's teachings emphasize direct experience and personal realization, guiding practitioners to a deeper understanding of their own nature and the essence of reality through such transformative encounters. This concept refers to a unique state of consciousness, often mistaken for meditation or contemplation, yet neither term fully captures its essence. The Chinese have a distinct word for contemplation, signifying that what's being described here goes beyond mere focused thought. Rather than promoting a narrow concentration, it advocates for a profound, total presence of mind. This is the antithesis of being, not all there, as we might say of someone who's distracted or disengaged. Imagine a person who embodies the complete opposite, someone wholly present, who engages with the here and now with their entire being. This doesn't imply an inability to reflect on the past or plan for the future. Those thoughts occur in the present moment, but they do so without causing distraction. This individual gives you their undivided attention, without looking past you or being caught up in other thoughts. They are so anchored in the present that they remain unshakable, unfazed by whatever comes their way. This quality of being unfazed is pivotal in Zen philosophy. It relates back to the Buddhist principle of living without attachments, not in the sense of foregoing pleasures or desires, but in avoiding the mental, sticking, or blockages that come from clinging too tightly to those desires or fears. In essence, it's about maintaining a clarity and openness of mind that allows for complete engagement with life, free from the distractions and preoccupations that often pull us away from truly living in the moment. The concept of a mind without hesitation is beautifully captured in the Chinese phrase, mo kor chu, which translates to the idea of moving forward without faltering. Imagine encountering someone who confronts you with a deeply personal, perhaps uncomfortable question like, "Are you saved?" This kind of question can often leave people feeling awkward, especially when posed by someone from a background such as the Salvation Army or Jehovah's Witnesses, where the inquiry might seem intrusive or out of place. However, in Zen, such a moment is seen not as an imposition but as an opportunity to engage in a unique manner. Zen doesn't respond to profound philosophical or theological queries with abstract theorizing. Instead, it offers grounded, practical responses. If asked about one's spiritual state or salvation, a Zen-inspired answer might pivot to the mundane, like mentioning having had a boiled egg for breakfast. This approach underscores a philosophy where sacred, theoretical questions are met with answers from the realm of the everyday and tangible. Conversely, when the questions are practical or mundane, the responses might take on a philosophical or spiritual tone. For instance, in response to a question as simple as dinner ready?" one might reply with a deeper query like, "Who is the one asking?" This interplay between the earthly and the spiritual, the practical and the philosophical, encapsulates the essence of Zen, a tradition that finds profound depth in simplicity and teaches through the unexpected. Zen's unique flavor is further illustrated by the legendary figure of Bodhidharma, who is said to have meditated for so long that his legs fell off. This imagery, often depicted in art, serves as a metaphor for the extreme dedication and singular focus characteristic of Zen practice. Highlighting the path's deep commitment to spiritual inquiry and the pursuit of enlightenment, the metaphor of the Daruma doll beautifully encapsulates the Zen principle of resilience and non-attachment. These dolls, often found in Japan, are designed with a weighted bottom, allowing them to return to an upright position no matter how much they are knocked down. This characteristic is celebrated in a saying, 7 times down, 8 times up, such as life. Symbolizing the enduring spirit and the capacity to rise after every fall. It's a vivid illustration of maintaining composure and not being swayed by life's challenges, a core tenet of Zen philosophy. This principle is crucial in what can be described as the art of living or lifemanship, where the ability to remain unfazed is seen as a fundamental skill. The historical context of Zen monks moving into Kyoto and taking over the most desirable parts of the city, previously occupied by brigands who would become the Japanese nobility, further illustrates this. The Zen monks engaged with these powerful figures not through confrontation but by embodying the Zen teachings of impermanence and non-attachment. They demonstrated a profound understanding that worldly power and possessions are transient, challenging the nobility's attachment to their status and material wealth. The Zen monks, through their unshakable demeanor and insight, proved to be adept at this subtle form of gamesmanship. They conveyed that despite the brigands' attempts to intimidate or undermine them, such efforts were futile. The monks' ability to remain undisturbed and grounded in their spiritual practice showcased their mastery over the art of living, teaching a powerful lesson in the value of inner peace and resilience. Imagine telling someone, "I'm not scared of you. You can do anything to me, even kill me." And the paradox it creates. If you were to act on that threat, you'd never truly know if the person was fearless or not. This clever psychological maneuver puts the speaker in a position of power, suggesting they possess a profound secret of fearlessness that others lack. This secret, they claim, can be shared, offering to teach others, particularly warriors, how to be fearless. This offer was so enticing that the nobility, or the daimyos, went to great lengths to honor and support these Zen masters and monks. They built magnificent monasteries on prime land and decorated them lavishly with gold leaf screens, crafted by the finest artists of Japan. While no individual owned any of this wealth, it was owned collectively by the Zen community. Under the daimyo's protection, creating a unique and thriving ecosystem. This scenario might strike one as odd or even morally questionable. We often don't associate religious figures with such worldly engagements or expect them to navigate power dynamics so adeptly. However, this reflects a nuanced understanding of religious practice and human nature by these Zen practitioners. They didn't pretend to be paragons of virtue. Instead, they acknowledged the complexity of human nature, embracing the inherent rascality within everyone. This concept is reminiscent of the Jewish theological idea of the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, within all humans. It's an acknowledgement that within each person lies a mix of motivations, some noble and some not. But all part of the human experience. The Zen practitioner's approach shows a profound grasp of this duality, choosing not to deny or hide it but to engage with it openly and honestly, thereby offering a more grounded and authentic form of spiritual leadership. The concept of an irreducible rascality within everyone, including the notion that this trait is divinely instilled, suggests a profound and somewhat playful understanding of human nature. This idea posits that even God harbors this rascality, which brings a sense of camaraderie and authenticity to human relationships. It's within this context that expressions of affection among friends, often couched in seemingly derogatory terms, actually signify deep bonds and mutual recognition of each other's flawed, yet fundamentally good nature. This understanding is beautifully encapsulated in a Zen poem that describes the instant recognition between two Zen masters, or, metaphorically, two thieves, upon meeting. This recognition doesn't require formal introductions. It's a direct acknowledgement of a shared essence. A mutual understanding of that irreducible rascality and goodness within each other. This perspective is deeply rooted in Chinese philosophy, which traditionally views human nature as inherently good. The rascally elements within us are not seen as detriments but as essential components of our humanity, adding flavor and vitality to our existence. These aspects are like the salt in the stew of human experience, contributing to our complexity and depth. The acknowledgement of these traits as part of our natural makeup is crucial for a balanced and realistic understanding of ourselves. Ignoring or denying these aspects can lead to imbalance and potentially dangerous outcomes. For instance, the notion that a saint, in striving for an ideal of purity, might become more dangerous than a recognized sinner, speaks to the pitfalls of denying our innate complexities. This view suggests that embracing our full selves, including our imperfections and our rascality, is vital for true wisdom and compassion, preventing the extremism that can arise from an overly sanitized or idealized conception of human nature.